I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if your shock loss is permanent, guess what? Your hair will not grow back. Did you hear what I said? If your shock loss is permanent, your hair will not grow back. If you're coming across this video for the first time, my name is Dr. Echefu. I'm a hair transplant surgeon and hair loss coach. I've helped thousands of people regain confidence through hair transplant and hair regrowth. Now, you're going to ask me, Dr. Echefu, you just told us that shock loss is temporary. Why are you now saying that shock loss is permanent? Okay, you just have to relax. Now, it got me thinking. I had a client that came in this week, literally yesterday, came for a hair evaluation, and he wanted to know if he could have another hair transplant. So during our conversation, he tells me he has had a hair transplant 2 years ago, but he doesn't like his result because he's still seeing some bald areas and he wanted to have it covered up. So he just wanted to know if he would be a candidate for another hair transplant after his initial hair transplant he had somewhere else. So after the hair evaluation, the scalp and the hair evaluation, I noticed that he was dealing with permanent hair loss from his previous hair transplant. And I told him, and I recommended other treatments for him, and he was kind of disappointed. And he said, Doc, why can't I get another hair transplant? So I had to explain to him what is going on with him. And so this is when I told him that, he's dealing with permanent shock loss. And what is permanent shock loss? And that is what? Hair loss from trauma, which is hair transplant. I'm going to tell you 4 major ways to prevent permanent shock loss, especially from hair transplant. So if this is you, you've had a hair transplant or you're about to go for a hair transplant, I'm going to teach you 4 ways to prevent permanent shock loss from hair transplant. So number 1, make sure the physician is licensed. You have to look up the physician, or you go to ischrs.org and look for a hair transplant physician around your area or region. Wherever you are, you will find a hair transplant physician. There are a lot of black market clinics. You don't want to go there. Make sure it's a licensed hair transplant physician. They might be more expensive, but it's better to be safe than sorry. So that's number 1. Number 2, avoid high density hair transplantation. What do you mean by high density transplantation, Dr. Echefu? Let me tell you something. People tend to run into problems when they promise you, we're going to transplant 4,000 grafts in one day. Please do not do it. It's going to cause over harvesting, just like in the case of this young man. And that was what he was dealing with, excessive over harvesting of his hair follicles. And now he doesn't have enough hair follicles to transplant. You see, he doesn't have enough good grafts for transplant. And that was why I recommended other treatment for him, because sometimes it's not about the money. Is about doing right by a client. So if you're the person you're about to go for a hair transplant and they're promising you, we are going to give you 4,000 grafts, don't worry about it, you're going to have a head full of hair before you leave, please, I promise you, they are not transplanting a whole 4,000 grafts. I promise you that. Please, don't waste your money, don't waste your time. Look for a licensed hair transplant physician, and they're going to tell you the truth. Thank me later. Number 3, the area of hair loss. I keep talking about area of hair loss. I see a lot of people come into my clinic requesting for a certain type of hair transplant, but I'm like, that is the reason why you're coming in for a hair evaluation, a hair and scalp evaluation. And after looking at your hair and your scalp, then I'm going to recommend the best hair transplant for you. Now, if you have a large area of baldness, you might need a shaven FUE. I might need to shave your hair down to get a hair transplant, okay? But if you have just a little area to fill in, just a little area of hair loss, you might not need to shave your hair. You might just have the long hair FUE. So you have to work with your hair transplant surgeon to know which one is best for you. Or you don't even know if you're a candidate for a hair transplant, or you're thinking about hair transplant, you're dealing with hair thinning, you've tried so many things. This is the right time, like right now as I'm talking to you, this is the right time to make the appointment. We offer free virtual appointments at Havila Hair Restoration. Book an appointment with us and someone from my team will talk to you. And I promise you, we're going to come up with a treatment plan for you and tell you what to do. And I promise you, you will not be disappointed. So area of hair loss is a big factor too. So don't go for long hair FUE or short hair FUE without knowing what you're working with or what the hair transplant physician is talking about. Number 4, medical illness or medical history is very important when it comes to hair transplant. I see people going for a hair transplant and the hair transplant physician is discovering they're just on this medication on the day of hair transplant. It's very important. Even if you were scheduled out, let's say to have a hair transplant in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and something happens in between, something new medical problem develops in between that, and you are placed on a new medication, guess what? Send them an email, call the clinic, let them know, right? Because one, you don't want to wait till the day of the hair transplant to disclose that you're on a new medication. Because what if the medication they're supposed to give to you on the day of the hair transplant is going to interact with the new medication you're currently on? So that is very important. What if you are placed on a blood thinner? You have to let the hair transplant clinic know. So in summary, 4 ways to prevent permanent shock loss. Licensed physician matters. Licensed clinic matters. Medical illness matters. Both old and new medical problems, they matter. Medications matter. High density, avoid high density as much as you can. So if you do all this, I promise you are going to have a successful hair transplant and hair regrowth. So if you've loved this video, I'm sure you're going to love other of my videos. I've talked about shock loss, temporary shock loss. I've talked about permanent shock loss. I've talked about the differences between the temporary shock loss and permanent shock loss. I've talked about so many important things. I've even talked to trichologists, cosmetologists. I've talked to almost everyone. So if you know that you're dealing with hair loss and you're planning to go for a hair transplant, you need to watch my videos. Or if you have something in mind you want me to talk about, comment down below and I'm going to talk about it. And remember, we offer free virtual appointments if you want someone to talk to you, if you're dealing with hair loss and you don't know what to do or you've tried every other thing. Make that appointment. It's free. So till next time, bye-bye.